She left the southern U.S. with her husband, kids, and a dream of suburban bliss in the Greater Toronto area. Instead, a woman we'll call Angela says she was forced into the sex trade by her husband under the threat of losing her children if she didn't oblige. She sat down with us to share her heartbreaking story and her fears that her daughters could face the same fate.
And he promised if I ever left him, he would take the kids from me.
That's what Angela says drove her into the sex trade in 2012. We've concealed her identity for her children's protection.
He said, well, to be with me and to stay in the country, because if we're not together, then I'm not going to sponsor you, and you're not taking the kids back with you. You've got to do this. And he started showing me very explicit videos of, best description is gangbangs. And you have to do this, and I'm going to video it, and I'm going to take pictures. The videos and pictures are just for me, though. But that's not what happened.
Angela says she spent the next 3 years in the back of adult video stores, hotel rooms, and clubs, servicing men and couples, while her husband allegedly took a cover charge from participants.
And then when that wasn't enough money, and he wasn't making enough money, he told me outright to go out and start working as a prostitute.
So he had you on top of all of this. He had you working as an escort.
Working as an escort, I started. I heard through some girls that massage was better because that's hand. And so that's kind of the avenue that I went towards because it didn't seem as bad to me. That's where I landed. And on top of his parties that he put together, and he got people to come to.
This wasn't the suburban life she dreamed of. But when it comes to human trafficking, the perpetrators often use their personal ties to the victim to get what they want.
Most significantly, it would be what we would call the Romeo pimp. So this would be a pattern that we see over and over again where the young woman is befriended, she's engaged by an individual, she's engaged in a relationship that will move to intimacy, and then it will typically be put to her that she just needs to do this one thing for me. Just this one thing, this one favor, and that favor turns into another favor, and it typically involves other people. And that's the way that these guys suck these young women into this trade. It's hideous.
Bruce Rivers of the Covenant House says they've witnessed a 300% increase in victims over the past 4 years, generally girls in their teens and early 20s.
Homeless youth are particularly vulnerable, but this could happen to any young woman.
And that's now Angela's fear. She's out, and her ex is now facing charges of procuring and living off the avails of prostitution. But they have joint custody of their children, and she's worried about where that could lead them.
I'm worried that he is pushing them in this direction, encouraging promiscuity with my older daughter. And now I'm trying to protect the kids from falling into the same path that I got forced into.
Her ex-husband's next court date is November 14th. Angela's allegations have not yet been proven in court. Now, coming up later in the show, the signs you need to watch out for if you think someone you care about is getting involved in this dangerous industry.